Hello and welcome to my introduction to DynaScape. DynaScape is a 2D industry-specific software. For this software, we use some of the basic tools such as line, polyline, copy move, layers, figures, and the plant labeling tool. Pretty much all the basic tools a person should know to use DynaScape software. I want to make it clear that just because I know the minor basics of this software, it doesn't mean that I'm anywhere near fluent in using DynaScapes. To learn more about DynaScapes, you can follow the link at the top of this page to go to the DynaScape website. To get familiar with DynaScapes, I followed the same general outline or plans as I did in the AutoCAD. I first inserted my small garden plan to get familiar with some of the minor tools like line, polyline, move, copy, and inserting plant shapes. When I did AutoCAD, the master plan was all on one big plan, but with DynaScapes, the master plan was split into two parts, the front yard and the backyard, as you can see on this slide. In the backyard of the master plan, I learned how to use the hatching tool, the use of making curves with the polyline, inserting different figures, the plant labeling tool, and how to cluster plants together to auto-count shrubs. Just like in AutoCAD, DynaScapes has a model/workspace as well. This is where I did all my inserting of templates, scaling my templates, tracing out objects from the templates, and many other things. With DynaScapes, inserting and scaling a template is way easier. When you open a new drawing, you are prompted with setting your scale and paper size for both the front and backyards in the master plan. I use size B paper 11 by 17 with a scale of 1 inch equals 10 feet. DynaScapes has a quick start toolbar as well. Within this toolbar, you will find the following tools: line, polyline, circle, rectangle, move, copy, hatching, trimming, and two different types of text tools. Just like in AutoCAD, you control what all line restraints, such as polar and other ones like that, you have on, and what all is turned on. Plant labels can be easily accessible here as well. One big difference from the AutoCAD model is that there are no tabs to see the printing space, and that's because of the setting the paper size and scale right away when you open a new drawing. One of the most useful tools that I have found in both softwares is the polyline tool. The polyline tool allows you to make shapes where all the lines are connected together and not separately, unlike the normal line tool. The polyline tool does differ a little bit in DynaScapes compared to in AutoCAD. In DynaScapes, the polyline tool can be used for making lines and arcs both. In AutoCAD, there was two separate tools for the polyline and arcs. To make an arc with the polyline, you draw a line like normal, then use the middle grip edit to pull the line to make the desired arc. You can also make a closed polyline. When you click the polyline tool, there is a menu that opens up. This is shown in the upper left hand corner of this slide. You can just click the closed polyline then. With a closed polyline, you can draw over your previous lines like the image on the right shows. This allows you to trace out complex areas and still be able to easily apply a hatching. On to the use of the layering tool. The layer tool allows you to have multiple items on a drawing and be able to separate things just like you could in AutoCAD. In DynaScapes, the layer tool is much nicer and simpler to use in my opinion. On the left-hand side of the main DynaScapes model space, you can easily find or edit your layers. When you want to switch layers, all you have to do is click on the layer that you want, compared to when you're in AutoCAD where you have to go into the Layers tab and find the layer, then click on the one you want. With DynaScapes being a landscape industry-specific software, it comes with many pre-made layers with lines and line weight, with colors and line weights and types already designated them. That saves so much time compared to in AutoCAD, where you had to go in and create/name each layer and give it the color that you wanted, or line weight. Now you can still add new layers by selecting the Edit Layers button. In both the master plans that I did, I had to do this for the outline of the house. I added to layer 13 and gave it the color white. From there, you can scroll down to an empty layer and give a name or whatever color you want. Another convenient thing about DynaScapes is that when you're inserting plants and trees, the layers will automatically change to the plant or tree layer. Now on to the blocks and figures. Blocks and figures are already built into DynaScapes, unlike in AutoCAD. Because the blocks and figures are already built into this DynaScapes, they come with their own preset layers like I mentioned in the previous slide. One of the best things about the figures and blocks in DynaScapes is that they come pre-scaled to the drawing, unlike in AutoCAD, where you had to insert the block, then scale it with the 5-step scaling process that I went over in my introduction to AutoCAD. In DynaScapes, you have the ability to rotate and size each figure to whatever size you want without messing up the scaling. Once again, because DynaScapes is a landscape industry-specific software, the use of the plant labeling tool is wonderful. In DynaScapes, you can search a wide variety of plants already built into DynaScapes. One great feature built into the plant labeling tool is the AutoCount tool. The AutoCount tool counts how many plant figures are overlapped and clusters them together to create a label with the correct number of plants there. The way to use this feature is to first use the cluster tool and cluster your overlapped plants. Then you go into the plant search software and find and select a plant that you want. Then you click on the Go button in the lower left hand corner of the search system. Then you select the group of cluster plants and then just place your label. Another great thing about the plant labeling tool is that you can create a plant list for you. In AutoCAD, you would have to label each plant and the amount by hand, then create a plant list by hand as well. You can insert images of the plants as well if you wish through the plant software as well. The plant labeling tool saves you a lot of time overall. This feature was definitely one of my favorite things about the DynaScape software. Overall, my experience with DynaScape was decent. I wasn't big a fan of the software at first, but as I got used to it, I started to like it more and more. Some of the things I liked the most was the plant labeling tool, the layers, and the blocks and the blocks, and the simple and easy scaling process. The biggest thing I did not like about the DynaScapes was there was no quick keyboard shortcuts that you can hold like other softwares, and you had to hold down the shift button to move around the model space.